In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a new rainbow loom bracelet called the Long Cross Chain Link. So what you will need is one loom, and you want to have it set up in a rectangular shape so that all the pins are in line with one another. And you want to separate your blue connector pieces. So we're going to be working with the length of 4 pins. We're going to be working with 2 rows, so it's going to be 8 pins in total. So you just want to make sure that the blue connector pieces are away from the length of 4 pins. So we're going to be starting on the 3rd pin in from the left of the loom, and we're going to take our first color, which I'm going to choose red, and we're going to stretch it up and diagonally to the right, but not to the next row, but to the 2nd row up from where we've started. So we're going to take the first color, put it on that 3rd pin in from the left, stretch it up and diagonally. It's going to be a long stretch to the 2nd row up and twist. So that's going to be your first band placement. And now you want to go to the next pin over from where you've placed your first band. So that's now going to be the 4th pin in from the left of your loom. And again, we're going to do a long stretch up and diagonally to the right and twist. So that's what the first 2 bands are going to look like. And now I'm going to continue with the red color, and this time I'm going to do 2 more long stretches, but I'm going to come back down and cross over what I had just put on. So I'm going to start at this bottom pin, and I'm going to stretch it up and diagonally to the left, a long stretch, and to the 2nd row over and twist. So I'm just crossing what I've just done, but every time they're going to be skipping a row, so they're going to be long stretches. Then I'm going to go to the pin down from there, and again I'm going to do a long stretch up and to the left and twist. So we've just made 2 X's with our bands, only they are stretched out longer than what a normal double cross would look like. Now for my next layer, I'm going to switch to white, but I'm going to be repeating the same pattern. So I want to start here, and I'm going to stretch up and diagonal to the right, a long stretch to the 2nd row over. There's no need to twist anymore. And then I'm going to do the same thing, move up to the next pin, and I'm going to do a long stretch up and to the right. And now I'm going to go to the pin below that. Again, I'm going to work my way back. I'm going to do a long stretch up and to the left, and then again I'm going to go to the next pin to the left of that, and again a long stretch over to the left diagonally. So that's what the 2nd layer will look like. And once I have 2 layers on, I want to take the bottom layer off. So as you can see, we have 2 bands on each pin, so I want to remove all of the bottom layer, which is red. So I'm just going to work my way up. I'm going to take my hook, grab the bottom band, which is red, pull it out and over the top and release. I'm just going to work my way up the side, always taking the bottom and pulling it out and over the top. And then I'm going to flip to the other side and do the same thing, just removing the bottom red. Just work my way back down to the start. And then I'm going to push all of this down. You always want to push down after every layer, because eventually your bracelet is going to work its way down through this open space. So you always need to push down to have room to add more layers. And now I'm going to do red again. So again, I'm going to start at the same pin. I'm going to stretch up and diagonally to the right, skip a row, and go to the 2nd row up, the 2nd pin up. And now I'm going to go to the next pin, and again stretch up and diagonally to the right with a long stretch. And now I'm going to work my way back down. So I'm going to go to the pin below, and I'm going to stretch up and diagonally to the left, a long stretch, and then I'm going to go to the next pin over, again go up and diagonally to the left with a long stretch. And once again, now I want to remove the bottom layer. So this time I'm going to be removing all of the white. So I'm going to take my hook and pull it up and over the top. Again, we're just going to work our way up the side, removing all of the bottom whites, or whatever color you have on, and then flip to the other side. Again, do the same thing, removing one band, always from the bottom and over the top, and then push that down. And now I'm going to go back to white again. Again, starting on this third pin in from the left, stretching up and diagonally to the right over 2 rows. Move to the next pin up to the right and stretch up and diagonally to the right, the long stretch, and then work our way back. So go to the pin below and now do a long stretch diagonally up and to the left, and then again move to the next pin to the left and again do a long stretch diagonally to the left. And now we want to again remove the bottom layer, which is red this time. So I'm just going to take that single band from the bottom of every pin, move it over the top, flip to the other side, and again remove all of the bottom. And then push that down. So next I've decided that I'm going to do green. For my pattern that I'm doing, I've decided I'm going to do white in between every row, and I'm going to do red, 2 reds, 2 greens, 2 reds, 2 greens with a white in between. So again I'm going to start on the same pin, stretch up and diagonally over 2 rows, go to the next pin up to the right, again stretch up and diagonally over 2 rows again, and then work your way back down. We're going to go to the pin below and stretch up and diagonally to the left over 2 rows, and then do the same thing again, move down to the next pin to the left and stretch up and diagonally to the left over 2 rows. And again remove the bottom layer from each pin. And then flip to the other side. Again, take off all of the bottom. So I'm just going to keep repeating this pattern and changing colors in the order that I had described. So now I'm going to do white. Always stretching over 2 pins, and then working back down. With a long cross, and then a second one. And now I'm going to remove the bottom layer once again. This time it's green. Flip to the other side and do the same thing. And then push all of that down. And now I'm going to switch to green again. So do the long stretch up and diagonally to the right, and then work back down. And again, remove the bottom layer. Hopefully by now you will have gotten the hang of it. And then push all of this down. And by now your bracelet should be starting to work its way down. So you just keep pushing it down from the top, and once it starts to come out the bottom, you can pull it down from the bottom. So I'm going to fast forward here till I have my bracelet to the length that I'd like it, and then I'll slow it back down and show you how to take it off of the loom. Now when you have your bracelet to the length that you'd like it and you're ready to take it off your loom, all you need to do is start at the pin that you originally started on, the third one in from the left. Take that band, put it on your hook, and stretch it up and diagonally to that second pin and just place it on the top. And then do the same thing for the next one. Take that band on your hook, pull it up and diagonally and place it on the top. And then work your way back down. Take this band on the top right pin, stretch it up and diagonally to the left and place it on the top of that pin. And then again do the same thing for the next band. And now what you want to do is take the bottom band from every pin and pull it off and over the top. And now you're going to have one single band left on all of the pins. So you want to take the one from the end and move it up to the next one above it to the right, and take the one on the far right, get it on your hook and move it to the next one down to the left, and again take the bottom band over the top. And now you should have just two single bands left on. So you want to get your hook through one and then through a second one, and then you can pull your bracelet out. And then you want to take a clip. I have an S clip, and you want to put these two loose bands through one side of the clip. Go to the other side and grab a couple loose bands and then hook those through the other side of the clip. And then here you have your bracelet. Now I'll show you a few other bracelets that I made using the same pattern, but just moving the bands around. So this one was made using just two colors, and I'll show you the placement of that on the loom. That's with using one color for these two bands, and then using a second color for the placement of these two bands. And then another thing that you could do is use 4 different color bands. That's how I made this bracelet. I don't know if it's going to show up as well because they're pastel colors. And then this is the placement for that. I just used every band, and each layer was a different color. So there's a lot of choices, and you can even come up with other ones on your own. And I hope you liked my designs.